Hey guys, it's emeraldthecreativegem. I'm back with another video, and this time I got a story time for y'all. And who doesn't love a good story time? Samsung, I need answers, and I need answers now. First of all, Samsung, you messed up, and you messed up big time. And I don't think I'm going to even pre-order or even purchase from you guys ever again. Never had any issues with Samsung, but this is the first time I've had a major issue with Samsung. So here's what happened. Now, I might be a little late to this party, and it might have already been discussed on YouTube. But I at least want to get on here, talk about my story, and hopefully you guys can relate it too, and you weren't the only ones that was having this problem. Hey, let me backtrack to the very beginning. So I didn't really have any plans to upgrade my phone. I usually don't get the newest and greatest phone because the one I have is perfectly fine. And I'm like, what's the difference between this one and the other one I have? Just to let you know, the previous phone I had was the Samsung S24 Ultra. Phenomenal phone. But I was chit-chatting with my friend online, and he said like, hey, I have the S24 Ultra and it's really cool and I think you should get it. And I was like, all right, sure, why not? But I was still a little skeptical because I'm like, is it really better than the one that I already have? I don't typically get my phones from Verizon or T-Mobile or anywhere. I pretty much get my phones from Amazon Renewed. It's a lot cheaper and I just pay it in full. So I typically don't buy my phones directly from the company. I usually go on Amazon Renewed and I pick out which phone I want and I simply buy it for a discount price. If you guys aren't familiar with Amazon Renewed, it's basically where you can purchase refurbished electronics. So that's exactly what I did. I looked up the phone I wanted, was the S24 Ultra. So yeah, I haven't had any issues with Amazon Renewed. Matter of fact, I even got this watch. I believe this is the 4th generation or something like that. I'll put it in the caption right here. But I even got this watch on Amazon Renewed, and like I said, I haven't had any issues at all. So yeah, I was chit-chatting with my friend and he's just like, hey, you should pick up this phone. It's really cool. You should definitely check it out and it's definitely worth the money. I said, okay. He also mentioned they were having a sale, and you guys know I love a good sale. And here's a breakdown of the sale. So this is currently, but I didn't have a screen recording of what the sale looked like previously, but it gave me a free upgrade for storage. That was $512. So I chose the mint green one. I also traded in my old S24 Ultra, and that discount was $650. In addition, I also got 4 free months of Sirius XM Radio, 2 free months of Adobe Lightroom, and 6 months of Microsoft 365. In addition, I believe there was also a discount on the Samsung Care. The overall total was about $1,200. Yes, $1,200, and I applied a bunch of discounts, and that's how I got it down to $700 and some dollars. I looked at the terms and conditions, make sure everything's good, and I'm like, all right, this sounds like a good deal. Let's pre-order. So I did exactly that. Put the phone in my cart along with everything else, and I go to checkout. At checkout, I create the financing option, which I got approved for, and everything went pretty smooth from there. I placed my order and I got notified about when it was going to be delivered. Mind you, this is like around midnight or after 1 o'clock of me trying to figure out how to order this phone. But when I did, I was like, all right, I ordered the phone. Now let's go to bed. I go to bed and then I wake up to use the restroom, and I just happened to see an email that popped up on my phone. I look at the email and it's from Samsung, and it says, I'm sorry, but we can't process your order right now. And I was just like, but wait a minute. You sent me an email confirming that you processed my order and you processed the payment and my order is placed and this is when it'll be delivered. So I was just like, that's weird. Maybe it was just an error. So I'm like, let me go back to bed and I'll try again tomorrow morning. And that's what I did. The next morning, I tried again, placing the order, and I had no issues at all. I get to work and I get a notification once again in my Gmail saying, I'm sorry, we cannot process your order. Guys, this is the second time Samsung has confirmed they processed my order, and this is the second time they confirmed they did not process my order. So I tried again for the 3rd time to place my order, and it goes through. However, literally 2 hours later, once again, Samsung notifies me and says, I'm sorry, we cannot process your order. So at this point, I'm getting really, really frustrated. I placed it not only once, not only twice, but 3 times already, and this order is simply not going through. So at this point, I'm just like, do I really want this phone? Is this a sign telling me I don't need to buy this phone? Must I remind you guys, this is also during a pre-order sale, which was only like a few days. I can't remember, it was so long ago, but I do know that I was rushing to place the order because I only had like 2 days left. So I call Samsung up and I tell them like, hey, I'm having issues placing this order. What can you do to help me? Their response was, oh, we're so sorry that you're having issues. Maybe it's your card that you're using. So I was like, no, it's not my card that I'm using because I'm using the Samsung financing option. And I was already approved for that, so I shouldn't have any issues. So they tell me to call the bank, which is TD Bank, call the bank and make sure I was approved, or AKA there's something on their end that's making my order error out. So I call the bank, I tell them the situation, they double check everything, my address, phone number, everything. And they're like, everything's fine on our end. So I'm like, what is going on? Everything is fine on the bank side, everything's fine on my end, and I literally cannot figure out what's going on. I call Samsung again to let them know everything's good on my end, just help me place my order. I do that, and then I enter another hiccup. I get a big warning sign saying, I'm sorry, but you cannot place your order. You have exceeded the amount of times you can place your order. And I was like, you what? Seriously? Like, seriously? Because I placed my order so many times, Samsung was like, oh, whoa. You doing too much, sis. You doing too much. Even though I wasn't doing too much of anything. Literally, I haven't done anything because I haven't ordered the phone. At this point, I'm getting really, really frustrated. She said in 72 hours, I should be able to replace my order and the block should be taken off. And she said she'll do a price match. I said, okay. I said, there's any way that you can verify that confirmation? And she's like, yeah, I'll send you an email. And I'm like, cool. So I'm waiting for the email. I never get the email. The emails that I do get is like, how would you rate your satisfaction? And I'm like, I don't know why they sent me a survey. I didn't even get the phone, let alone place the order. Fast forwarding 72 hours where I'm ready to place my order once again. So I call Samsung again. It's like, hey, I called a few days ago. I'm trying to place this order. You guys said you would price match me. Let's get this ball rolling. It's the order and everything seems fine. At this point, this is like the 4th or 5th time I'm trying to place the order, and I'm just like, is this really going to go through? She said it would, and I'm like, okay, I guess it will. So we gave it a try. Place the order. It finally went through. After like literally 4 or 5 times, the order finally went through. I got my confirmation email that actually confirms I placed the order. It'll be delivered at this time. Multiple tries. It seems like everything is good to go, and I'm finally on my way to getting my Ultra. Fast forwarding, I'm getting plenty of emails from Samsung saying like everything is good to go. Your order is still going to be on time. It's still going to be shipped. Everything is good. Things seemed pretty fine to me. Everything was going through perfectly okay. So I was like, all right, I think I'm actually going to get my phone this time. Fast forwarding to the end of the month, I actually get my phone early, like 2 or 3 days earlier than expected shipping date. I did an ASMR video of it and unboxing. So the product is great. The product is safe. There's nothing I could possibly complain about the shipping part. If you're doing the trade-in with Samsung, you do have a certain amount of time when you need to trade in the phone. So I believe it's 2 weeks from the date of when it's delivered. Once I got my new phone, I put my old phone in the box, wrapped it up, taped it up, took it to FedEx, and then take a few days for Samsung to get the phone. So I just waited around for the confirmation email. This is where things get worse. I got an email from Samsung saying like, hey, we got your phone. We're looking at it just to make sure it qualifies for the trade-in, and we'll let you know how. A couple days later, I get another email from Samsung stating this. Hi Emerald, your trade-in device Galaxy S24 Ultra 5G qualifies for low trade-in value. Your Samsung financing account will be charged $100 for the difference of the trade-in credit you received as part of your order. There are some photos attached and I viewed them, and clearly this is not my phone. There appears to be a crack And also, this phone is way smaller than my S22 Ultra. I was like, hold up. Let me investigate this a little bit because y'all ain't getting away with this one. I look at the photos attached to the email and I'm like, all right, you guys are claiming my phone isn't the phone that I sent in. I feel like Samsung was so overwhelmed that they were just an assembly line opening boxes and then just trying to verify the phones that way and then just sending people emails about that phone, but not their phone. So literally it was that type of situation where I feel like they were all opening the boxes and they were getting confused and not matching up the right phone with the right client. I'm super pissed at this point and I'm like, you know what? Let me call Samsung again and complain. And that's exactly what I did. I called Samsung up and I'm like, hey, I've had issues with pre-ordering your phone. This is getting really frustrating. And now I'm trying to trade in my phone and you're saying I shipped the wrong phone and won't honor the trade-in amount. The time I called Samsung, I was on the phone with them a good like 30 to 40 minutes, maybe like an hour, trying to figure all this out. I told them the whole situation starting from the very beginning and then I got to the trade-in part. So Samsung tells me, well, we can honor the trade-in, but you're gonna have to prove this isn't your phone. Like, look, let me get my evidence together and I'll email you the pictures. To be honest, I think this is absolutely ridiculous that I have to prove that this is my phone. Immediately after I got off the phone with Samsung, I'm like, all right, let me hit up my boyfriend and say like, hey babe, you and I made content. I know there was a video of you filming me with my own phone. Do you have any of that footage or pictures and can you send it to me? So that's what he did. My boyfriend, he sent me videos and pictures of me with my phone clearly in my hand to prove that this is in fact my phone. I even did a side-by-side presentation for them with arrows to clearly indicate this is in fact my phone and this is clearly different than the one in the phone. All over to Samsung and basically waited for them to get back to me. One day later, they get back to me and guess what they say? They denied my claim and still stood on, it was the S21 and not 22, and they are still going to charge me $100. Really? Really? Y'all. Can you believe this? Here's the thing I noticed about Samsung or with any company when you're calling to complain. You will never get the same answer. For example, when I first called Samsung, she said, oh, I'll give you a price match and I'll send you an email confirming it within a couple of hours. Never got the email. Second time, the lady was like, oh yeah, I'll do the price match right now. In and out, did the deal. When I called to complain about the trade-in, the guy was like, nope, not happening, can't do whatever. Second time I called, the lady was just like, oh, no, we can fix this. One moment, please. So I sent her all the evidence of me holding the phone. She said, we will honor the discount. So the thing is, for me, it's just like, it just took so much work just to order the phone. I received the phone. I ship off my old one to them. And then they had the nerve to tell me I was trying to scam them. This whole experience was really, really disappointing. It was basically a situation where they thought I was scamming them when in fact they were trying to scam me. There are two things that I learned from the story. Not to pre-order from Samsung ever again, and I mean ever again. I'm just gonna go back to the way I've been getting my phone, which is on Amazon. And secondly, guys, do not trade in your phone if you don't have any clear evidence that it is your phone. So if you're going to trade in your phone, make sure you take a picture of it before you send it off. Make sure you take a picture of it in the box. Make sure you take a picture of it with it wrapped up in the box. All right. Make sure you take a picture of your receipt of when you're going to ship it off at FedEx. So make sure you save your receipt. Make sure you have your phone's serial number. That's the one thing that I did not have on hand was the phone serial number. I feel like if I mentioned that, like, hey, this is the serial number, that really could have also maybe helped with the situation. But at the same time, I should not have had to do all of that just for them to honor the discount. They had such an overwhelming response that they could not accommodate the orders and they were simply just canceling them left and right. I guess they were trying to like not honor the sale like after the fact, but I was lucky enough where I got a representative that was just like, no, we're going to honor it. But it seems like they got such an overwhelming response of the pre-orders that they simply didn't, I guess, have the stock or whatever it is. They didn't have enough of the phone to basically honor the discount. And you know what's crazy is that one of my friend's girlfriends literally had the same issue as me. She had issues just like me pre-ordering the phone, and then she also had issues too with the trade-in. Took her forever to order it, and then once she got it, she did the trade-in, and they just simply did not want to honor it. There's a saying that's saying the customer is always right. Look, I'm one of those people that simply believes the customer is not always right. Majority of the time, they are wrong, and they're trying to seek answers from you. However, in this case, the customer, meaning me, was right. And when you're right, you gotta fight for your customer rights. So yeah, that's my story time with Samsung, but I did end up getting the phone. I do love the phone. I'm filming on it right now. I film most of my videos. I'm gonna keep this baby for a long time, and I have no intentions of trading in for the S25 Ultra. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my story time. Don't forget to comment below, guys, if you had the same issue as me, if you had issues ordering it or even doing a trade-in or any other issues. Comment below so we can all talk about it. Whew. All right, that story time was exhausting, so I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. All right, Samsung, I need answers still. I'm waiting. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Bye.